Jason George, Wildlife Adventure. In this episode, we go underwater and scuba diving with Jason and a group of friends. Well, new friends that he met underwater as they go scuba diving in Jamaica in 2025. This is his first time scuba diving in a few years. In later scuba diving trips on this journey, he goes hunting for lionfish, so make sure you tune into those. They're an invasive species that he's trying to help. But let's get back to the group that Jason met underwater, and let's join in to see the sights that they saw. What's awesome is that this group was from Canada. Some of them live in the States at points, but they actually live pretty close to me. Maybe one day I'll get the chance to reunite with them and we can maybe go scuba diving, or maybe they'll come up to my Natural History Museum in Wasaga Beach. I've seen quite a few pufferfish, or porcupine fish as a lot of the locals like to call it here in Jamaica. So this fish is really cool. When it senses that a predator is going or trying to eat it, it puffs up to protect itself. Well, I have never seen a puffer fish fully expanded that I can remember in the wild. And then I spotted this little puffer fish and I noticed him starting to grow. This is so cool. Have you ever seen a puffer fish being floated? You can see its little wings flapping to try to move it through the water. What I've noticed is that it made sure to always keep its butt to me, or its fins to me, because that's where the spikes are. So if I were to bite on it, it would make it so that I was in a lot of pain. This thing is so cool. Whoa. I actually have one of these in my Natural History Museum. Well, he's now relaxed, I think, realizing that we're not here to hurt him. That's a pretty fun encounter. What did you think? Leave your comments and thoughts in the section below and I'll respond to them. There you can see an conch shell, but let's follow this group. What are they looking at? I often get asked what's the difference between snorkeling and scuba diving. Well, to me, the main difference is snorkeling is sort of like window shopping, and scuba diving is like going into the store and getting to try things on, right? Because you get to hang out and interact or chill with the animals. No, I'm not saying that you should pick up and play with the animals, but you get to be down and chill with them. Right, when you're snorkeling, you have to hold your breath, and you can only go down for as long as you can hold your breath. When you're scuba diving, you're down there for 30 minutes to like an hour, which I think is amazing, and you get to go a little bit deeper. Well, if you're enjoying this, please like, share, subscribe. Even check out some of the other cool things that I do, like write books, and I even have a hot sauce. The underwater world is so cool. Have you ever had the chance to go scuba diving? What about snorkeling? Where do you think is your favorite place to go swimming? I do enjoy Jamaica, but I'd have to say one of my favorite places that I've ever gone was the Galapagos Islands. I was like 18 at the time, and I wish I could go back. Maybe one day I'll get to go back and see the animals there. There's a lionfish. At this point, I didn't know I was going to get to go hunting for them. But this is the invasive lionfish. It eats up to 50 fish a day. That is huge. That is causing a huge problem to the ecosystem around the reefs. So you're allowed to go hunting for them. And I'm going to tell you, they are delicious. Maybe the favorite seafood that I've had in a long time. I hope in future trips I get to have more lionfish. So you just noticed the guy checking his meter to see how much air he had. You're supposed to come up at a certain point. You start with about 3,000, and he's just trying to make sure that he's got enough air. I'm a heavy breather, and sometimes my air gets a little low. When you are out scuba diving and at deep waters, sometimes you notice things that you might not see while snorkeling. So here you can see a fishing net. What will happen is the locals will drop this fishing net with food inside it, tie a line so that they can come back and find it with some buoys on it. And then inside the food, they'll leave it there for a while, and various fish will swim in and eat the food. Unfortunately, it's not very selective, and all kinds of fish get in there, even ones they don't want. Unfortunately, sometimes these nets get lost and broken away from the buoy line, so sometimes they get animals stuck in there. In one of the later episodes, when I'm hunting the lionfish, I actually find a stingray that's trapped inside an abandoned fishing net, and I save it. It's pretty cool to have saved a stingray. Actually, I've been pretty lucky and been able to save quite a few animals in my life. One of the animals is a sandhill crane. Then I saved a loon, and I have some cool underwater videos of loons. And then I've also saved a penguin, and I have some pretty cool video. Well, I have a cool video and a book about penguins that you might enjoy. Check out my bookstore on my website, or you can check out Amazon. Just search Jason George Photography. The book is called Going Deeper with Jason George. Here is a sand dollar if you've never seen one. Yeah, that's what the bottom of it looks like. And then the top. A lot of us maybe have seen smaller sand dollars. The sand dollars I've seen in Jamaica tend to be pretty large. Just like that conch shell that I saw, that sand dollar was dead. Those shells normally have creatures inside them. In Jamaica, they eat what's called conch soup, and you can also eat conch fresh from the conch shell if you were abandoned on an island. Some people will do that. I've tried it. It's kind of gross and slimy, but you got to try certain things when you're in certain locations. I have not spent that much time underwater, but it is so cool. The way that the plants grow and the different animals they have down there, it's amazing. This is my 29th dive or something close to that, and every dive is amazing. Although you might not get to see all the animals that you want to see each time, It's just cool to be able to hang out and chill with new friends and old friends underwater. We have a few more conch shells in a sponge, and I love swimming and looking inside sponges because one time I saw a really cool fish, so I'm always down to look inside them. I've seen giant crabs, small crabs, starfish, so many cool things. I guess the scuba dive is over. You can tell this because people are holding on to the rope. So we will all gather close together and chill. It's a waiting spot where we can chill and hang out for about 3 minutes so that we can start to depressure so that we don't get burnt. The bends, which is when you get air bubbles trapped in your blood from returning to the surface too quickly. We all will have to at some point eventually get to the rope and hang out and chill for that 3 minutes. Everybody's excited and happy that we got back to the rope. There were a few of us that were a little bit nervous because we haven't dove in a decade or so. Clearly some people are a little bit more excited than others, but a quick glance at my air and I'm running a little bit low on air, so luckily our time is almost up, and I hope that you've enjoyed this journey and check out some of my other adventures or come scuba diving on some of the other ones. Well, until next time, stay safe, have fun, and keep enjoying the wildlife.